Check out this pathetic loser. Her panties are back. Thank you, Wuthering Waves. What? Oh no, I'm not talking about this guy. This guy is pretty based. I'm talking about the loser below him. This is why you'll never get a freaking girlfriend. Yeah, as if you have any grounds to talk about having a girlfriend. I love the social implication for shaming others for being single. It means that having a romantic partner means you are successful in your life. Not really, no, and I hate it when people make it as if it is. It's more like you're entering a new chapter of your life that will expand your definition of happiness, but it will also expand your definition of pain, sadness, and sorrow. It's neither a success nor a failure. It's both incredibly pleasant and incredibly painful. Perfectly balanced as every other chapter of life, like having a job or hitting puberty. The guy then reveals the truth. Oh, it turns out that he does have a girlfriend. Plot twist, right? I personally would ignore this comment entirely because I'd rather people not know about my private life. I mean, yeah, sometimes I make fleeting references to my girlfriend, but I would never make it clear if that's in the past, the present, whether it's my current status, former status, or even if it's really true. It could be all BS for all you know, right? You may never know. And you never will. And yes, it is possible to be horny at fictional characters and have a love life in real life, but clearly, these people are way too terminally online to grasp that concept. Read how incredibly salty and jealous these people are, and just absolutely bask on their salt. Making your private lives public is one way for these doofus to take part of it as if they really know better. They really don't. Here's another reason why someone would hide their private lives. This is an incredibly sad state of affairs, but this is definitely older than Sanskrit. Girl streamers are hiding their boyfriends, and for very good reasons. We are living in a society where people genuinely wish that they have a chance to date internet content creators. Yes, that happened with certain people like PewDiePie and Marcia, but that is about as rare as finding the Chaos Emeralds in your backyard. Unfortunately, that hope of scoring a date is pretty much the only reason why viewers watch certain content creators, and I really do not blame the content creators. Unless they're treating their viewers as their lovers, you are really just asking for trouble there. This is definitely older than internet influencers. Artists and idols have to keep their love lives private so that their fans don't go ballistic the moment they realize that they're dating someone, or worse, pregnant with someone else's baby. And they're twins. Personally, I think it's better for people not to get emotionally attached to what they see behind the screen and start to pay attention with whatever the hell is going on in their real lives. I swear I aged like 50 years just saying that, but it is still genuine advice. The less we consume the internet, the better it is for our sanity.
What are you doing on the computer? Go outside, so beautiful!
Speaking of pathetic love lives, not the media franchise love life, they're alright, this next hoopla is about people's pathetic love lives. This is one of those moments where I am genuinely ashamed to be a man. She is not AI! Oh boy, someone is in denial. I have talked to this girl before! Yeah, this person got catfished. They got tricked into thinking that an account that they were talking about is a real woman. But what do you know? The woman that this guy's talking to is an AI. Or at least according to Grok. Geez, loads of people are relying on Grok these days. You do realize that you can start a private conversation and ask Grok privately without exposing yourself like idiots, right? This is just one out of the many pictures and videos that the account posted. Seriously? You genuinely think that this girl right here, who posts pictures like this and way more sensual pictures than this online to gain attention from thirsty men, is only paying attention to you and you only? Some of you people got finessed really easily at the sight of a hot chick online, and I am so pitifully embarrassed as a man. But it is way more embarrassing to be finessed by fake women. I'm telling you people, anime girls are a much healthier alternative. The fact that they are fictional and therefore not real makes you grasp reality a little bit better. Being finessed by AI is a sign of low intelligence, and low intelligence usually comes hand in hand with arrogance. One of the things that I absolutely despise about AI bros is their sheer amount of arrogance. Actors are in serious trouble. No, They are not. Why are they in trouble? Because some AI tools can lip sync any actor with natural human expression. No, they cannot. You would still need the assistance of the humans in question to improve the accuracy of the data. The less data you have of those real actors, the less impressive the results are. I feel ashamed of being excited of the emerging technologies of the future. Cryptocurrencies, blockchain technologies, NFTs, AIs. All these technologies could have been used to help people and to create something wonderful out of them. And yet here I am seeing it being used to exploit people, to take down people with such arrogance. I do think that the AI uprising is inevitable as AI technology gets better and better. Lots of people are going to be using AI to help their work. If only AI bros and the people that embrace that technology not come off as obnoxiously arrogant and hostile towards traditional means of producing art. Alright, enough about AI and love life. Let's talk about people being arrogant online. Being online just enables the worst kind of habits. Pro noise cancellation and silence, headphones, no talking on speakerphone, watching videos, etc. in public is surely a fascist cultural victory, a sign of dark times ahead. That's right, guys. If you are considerate with other people's ears and you don't want them to listen to whatever BS you're listening on your phones, that means you're a fascist. I'm being crucified for saying I tolerate it when other people play loud noises in public spaces. No, you're being crucified for calling it fascist. Inconvenience is the price to live in a society. Grow up! You know what else is a price to live in a society? Noise-canceling headphones. I personally recommend the Anker Soundcore series. They're excellent value for the money and definitely won't bother people around you. The norm is not to cloister yourself and signal to others that you would rather be elsewhere. Isn't that the point of being in a public transport? That you'd rather be somewhere else than being inside the bus with others of people you don't want to be with? This person then gives a list of things that would classify as fascist, such as owning a freaking car. Yeah, that's fascist apparently, because how dare you use cars in places where public transports are abundant? It's almost like people want to have their own private transportation method, and you're just jealous that people own cars that privately transport them without being bothered by some jerk on a bus. Speaking of delusions, that one was stupid. This one is just funny. This is such an absurd question to ask, but speaking as an academic, this is actually 100% possible. How to cite a dream or hallucination in APA 7? Just the sheer absurdity of the question makes me laugh out loud. But what I absolutely love about this question is that it's actually technically possible. All you have to do is to write absolute nonsense, put them in an article, blog, or book, and then just cite them as article, blog, or book. I mean, why not? Maybe even Mendeley has no problems with that. I want to include something that was revealed to me in a vision in one of my research papers, but I do not know how to cite it. Don't worry, my delusional friend. The internet is rife with all sorts of insanity and delusions. You can write absolute nonsense, and someone, somewhere, might think that your writing is worth publishing as whatever format it is. If it worked for 50 Shades of Grey, it would certainly work for whatever your deranged fantasies are. This next fantasy is only slightly less deranged, but it is still very funny nonetheless. People have some really creative insults for internet spats, and one of them is so funny that I really can't help but to laugh at it. It started off with this spat between the hoodweebs and the non-hoodweebs, I guess. Apparently hoodweebs have loads of GIFs featuring black people reacting. Mostly I show speeds. Why are they literally always Southeast Asians? I have no idea how being a Southeast Asian is related to this conversation about anime tourists, but I guess we have that reputation of making all sorts of troubles in the online anime discourse, right? They prefer the term sea monkey. Huh. That's actually a pretty cool name. That's a pretty amazing insult. And as a Southeast Asian, I will own that 100%. I love it. Sea monkeys. Hell yeah. We are the sea monkeys. And we'll be about as annoying as the Balinese monkey that steals everything. And finally, from the poorest regions of Southeast Asia, we transition very smoothly to the bourgeois Americans. I am seriously not paying attention to that Hassan versus H3 beef. Frankly speaking, that beef might as well be two clowns fighting each other. This, on the other hand, I absolutely do care.
Collabo Rick Owens?
Yeah.
They're sick though. They're super comfy and also relatively affordable. They're like $300.
Yeah, he just called $300 shoes relatively affordable. I definitely would not want to put $300 and relatively affordable in the same sentence. School your nephew, Chank.
You're not living in reality. You're totally detached from reality.
For a boot that you can wear forever, $300 is perfectly permissible.
I'll just use his straw man argument against him because I unironically believe it.
How dare you demonstrate bourgeois decadence? Rick Owens boots are normally $2,000 a pop. This is a $300 boot.
You can get boots for way less than that. But hey, you chose to get the boots off of some fashion designer because... Actually, why the hell would you want to get that? Forgive me for being a filthy peasant for not getting the bourgeois Hassan lifestyle, right? I don't mind people buying expensive stuff if it makes them happy, but I do mind people trying to delude others into thinking expensive stuff is somehow affordable. And that's all for the video today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you made it to the end, here's a cat. Before we close this video, huge thanks to all these wonderful sponsors. You are all fantastic. If you want to see your name among these legends, then check out the links below. Just $1. And you have supported this channel a lot. Seriously, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you all next time.